So hi everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Troy Adams and I'm the Director of Business Technology here at VDA. Some of you may remember me from the Global Partner Conference down in Miami back in 2018, and I was talking about our migration from Box to mFiles Cloud during the presentation that I made there. VDA is a global leader in elevator and escalator consulting. We've worked on more than 37,000 projects globally. We have offices across the United States, and our team helps clients with their vertical transportation needs. Those needs include things such as elevator and escalator new construction, modernization, quality control evaluations, maintenance agreements, and capital planning. Many of the services that we provide involve the collection and analysis of data, followed by the creation of a report. That process we found was really inefficient, and we needed to identify a better solution. So thankfully, we've been able to partner with Team IM to do just that. We were actually introduced to Team through mFiles and have been working together for more than 2 years now. I'd like to introduce Scott Olson, and Scott will be able to share some information on Team and the services that they provide.
Great. Thanks, Troy. Yes, I am the mFiles Practice Director at Team IM. We're a global enterprise information company that is headquartered in Minneapolis in Minnesota, and we've been in business in this space for over 20 years. We're a premier mFiles partner, so we resell the software. We can work on mFiles services behalf, and we also have products on the mFiles price list, such as a records management solution called Auto Records. Our customers are across many different verticals, so we have construction, manufacturing, real estate, public sector, and others. And we offer it in ITIL-based 24/7 support out of multiple locations across the globe.
Okay. So what was the problem? VDA perform many thousands of evaluations every year, and the amount of data we collect is substantial. The way that we were doing things was wasting a lot of time. Data was collected in an inconsistent manner. We had paper forms or people making rough notes on a notepad, or even some people using a dictaphone. Uploading any photos and notes to the system was a manual and time-consuming process, and therefore data really didn't make its way into the system and couldn't be referenced. Consultants then spent many hours of time transcribing data from multiple sources to write their report. And not only was that data collection process inconsistent, the report contained unapproved text and sometimes looked different from that standard or approved product. That was obviously problematic, since many of our larger and national clients require consistency across their portfolio. We also realized that we were missing out on opportunities for data analysis that could provide our clients with better value or perhaps future services. So we started working with Team to identify a solution. So Scott, what was that solution?
So the solution is mConnect Field Services. And when we got involved with Troy and the VDA team, they already had Salesforce and mFiles up and running and working together and integrated. And we were brought in to digitize that process, like Troy said, the field services side of it. And mConnect Field Services is a rapid mobile development platform. And so that means we can develop the form or the app once, and basically from there run it on iOS, Android, and then Windows devices. Built directly into the platform is a bidirectional sync as well. And so that means within the background, it's syncing between devices that the consultants are using and the cloud system. So if there's any issues with connectivity between the cloud and the consultants, there's no downtime for that consultant or impact to their work, as well as any issues, mitigates any issues with data loss as well. Since we're running on the phone and the tablets, we can use the hardware that it's running on. So for example, the GPS location can be automatically captured, accelerometer can be used. We have many photos that are being taken by the consultants as they're doing their surveys, other things like RFID and near field communication, among others. So you think you get the idea that it can use the hardware it's running on and really try to streamline the data capture as the consultants are filling out the survey. It supports SAML, WSFed, OpenID, so we integrate it with the Azure AD tenant that's running for VDA. And then we also have all the data capture. All the data is encrypted on the device as well as in the cloud. And so it's GDPR and SOC 2 compliant. And then although we're not using this currently at VDA, I did want to point out that the platform's optimized for RealWear, which is a hands-free Android wearable solution. So if you're interested in anything like that, you can stop by our booth and open up a question with us. We can get you more information on it. Next, we're going to give you a demo. We pre-recorded it to try to save some time because we have 20 minutes for this. Other than the process improvements that we noticed or noted on the demo slide here, things to point out is that the app is fully customizable, so the colors, the fonts, etc., can all be changed. And then one part, actually, we didn't show in the demo, is that the final report can easily be over 100 pages, and that's stitched together programmatically based on the survey data that is answered. And so we have about 100 different Word documents within M files that are programmatically stitched together to create that report. So let me start that demo, and I think I need to reshare because I had a system audio error. So let me reshare here. I'll stop and try that again. Hopefully this will work.
Can't see anything just yet.
Can you hear it though, Troy?
Nope.
You can't hear it or see anything? Okay. Let me try this again.
Nothing yet.
Worst case, I think I might have a copy on this end too. Something's coming.
Are you able to see the video?
Yep.
Okay, let me try the audio now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fletcher Thomas, and I'm a solution architect at Team IM that helped VDA streamline their elevator data collection process using our MConnect Field Services platform. MConnect Field Services data is bidirectionally synced with M files via our custom Vault application. Looking at the implementation here for VDA, we have over 150 synced value lists and object types. This means that if a new value list item or object type is created, updated, or deleted in M files, that action automatically propagates to the MConnect Field Services data and is available for offline use. Conversely, data may be submitted from the MConnect Field Services app to M files via Vault extension method in the form of a JSON payload, which is then parsed and turned into objects within M files. Now let's see the actual app. The first thing to note is that it's fully responsive, meaning it looks great on desktop, mobile, and tablets. From the homepage, we have various options, including viewing our existing surveys, or in this case, creating a new one. The initial page is providing some background information on the context of this survey and is often completed by an administrator, as we are doing now in the desktop client. Right off the bat, we have several selections from M-Files data, including the survey level and a project type ahead. Notably, after selecting the project, we can see that the company is also automatically filled in because each project in M-Files is related to a single company via a mapped property. The next step is to add a location. Again, we have a type ahead for locations from M-Files. And after I've selected the location, we can see that all of the data has already been filled in because we have a record of that data from the last survey that took place and was ingested into M-Files. Now let's switch over to the mobile view. Upon opening the app on my Android device as a surveyor in the field, I am presented with the same options as desktop. I can open my in-progress surveys, see the survey that we just pre-filled out as an administrator, and then open up the location to continue adding data for the devices. One item that must be recaptured during every survey is the recorded operating performance, or ROP, for each elevator. This includes recording the time it takes for an elevator's doors to open, close, and for the elevator to travel from the bottom floor to the top and vice versa, among a few other things. Prior to MConnect Field Services, surveyors would use a stopwatch and then copy the recorded time by hand. Instead, we have integrated an HTML stopwatch directly into the app, which automatically saves the captured time into the app database to be submitted to M-Files. When submitted, a metadata survey object is created with additional metadata objects representing each surveyed location, group, and device. Another custom Vault app we built examines the survey data and, based on a series of configured property-based rules, constructs a 20-plus page client deliverable report. Prior to the app, this report would be constructed from scratch or based on previous reports with little standardization across field workers. The report leverages the M-Files Office integration to automatically insert property values from various survey objects in M-Files, including the project, company, location, groups, and devices. And finally, we have started building various reports across the data generated in-app using Power BI. We start with a breakdown of actions by user, so we can see who the power users are in the app and how they're using it. Then we have some other user-related reports, including the last time each person has used the app, and then what devices they're actually using to log in with. And then finally, let's jump ahead to this report, which is a breakdown of which offices are submitting surveys geographically. So as you can see, currently, most of the surveys are coming in from Minneapolis, Miami, and East Hanover, New Jersey. But it'll be very cool to see this map continue to populate as the app is adopted nationwide at VDA.
Great. Okay, so thank you for the demo. So as you can see, the new app and document generation process allows us to save lots of time and be more efficient. In many cases, we perform annual or biannual surveys at the same location. And when that happens, we're able to have data from prior surveys automatically be pre-populated on the consultant's app. They only therefore need to verify the information. They, of course, can make changes as needed, and the historical data is retained for record-keeping purposes. Consultants love that they no longer have to re-enter information into the document manually. The report is automatically populated based upon the information that has been collected on site, and that alone has reduced the report writing time by at least half. Not only have we saved time, the product quality has also been improved. We now have a standardized collection process, and the document format is consistent throughout. Consultants can collaborate in real time. That's especially helpful when we have multiple consultants on site at the same time collecting data in a large building. The best part is consultants can spend more time with clients instead of behind a computer screen. All of that data that we're collecting can also be used across multiple surveys and systems, and that provides us with the ability to perform data analysis and also provide clients with better value and or additional services. So if we move on to the next slide, which is some recommendations. So during our journey, we have learned a few things. Before you start, it's really important that you identify the correct platform. There's so many form solutions out there that claim that they're simple to set up and use, or customizable, or they provide a large amount of features. We learned that many, if not all of those out-of-the-box solutions don't always allow the ability to scale. And that was something really important for us. They may also not provide the ability to work from different device environments. So PC, tablet, cell phones, all of that kind of thing. And then, of course, accessing information offline, which is really important in our industry. We could be in a machine room or in a basement somewhere, and it's important that we have access to that data offline. Some other things to consider. So we needed to find a way to deploy that app to our mobile devices. We found the best way to do that was to use a mobile device management platform. And do keep in mind, if you are using iOS devices, you'll need an Apple Developer Enterprise account to verify and sign that custom app before you upload it to the MDM. M-Files does provide many opportunities to integrate with other systems, as everyone knows. We're using Salesforce and Power BI in this example, but definitely take advantage of as many integrations as possible. We only want to have users entering information once and being able to use it everywhere. So really powerful. There are so many possibilities with this platform. And as you know, it's difficult to eat an elephant in one piece. So split it up into smaller chunks. We started with one survey and then expanded it from there. It's also important to involve key users and managers along the way, because in the long run, they're going to help encourage their users to use it as well. We found it really helpful to bring the developers from team on site at least once for a real-world site visit. Not only did it help them to better understand what we were trying to achieve, it ensured the order of the form was efficient as possible. Certainly, it's easy to bounce around the form and fill out different fields in an order that works for that particular situation, but we wanted to try and make sure that everything flowed initially really well. The added benefit, of course, to all of that is that it reduced the amount of time it took to create the final form. As we're developing more forms, the whole process is getting more and more efficient. We also found working with a test area or group before deploying to the whole company was a really good idea. Also use those separate environments for development, staging, and production. The last thing you want to have is users interrupted with bugs or constant updates. So once everything is working as expected and it's time to deploy to the general user population, make sure you come armed with those training materials, hold regular training sessions with users. Have pilot users share any success stories with their colleagues. When users start seeing those benefits, they're going to be buying in. And then, of course, make sure that management have access to reports and analytics so that they can monitor the progress and ROI. Once everything is in production, don't forget, obtain that regular feedback from management and users. It is important to improve based upon the feedback, recommendations, and updated business requirements. But be careful not to update every 5 minutes because you're going to frustrate some people. Okay. So what's next? So as you see, we've deployed a fantastic solution, but we're not done just yet. We have plans to use the MConnect platform to deploy a customer-facing portal, so our customers are able to access all of that great data that we're collecting. We're going to be enhancing our existing document generation capabilities even further. One thing on the app side that we're going to be working on is combining app capabilities to remove that need to have multiple third-party apps. One example is for our QCE survey. We collect the speed of equipment using a separate app. You saw in the demonstration that Fletcher provided the stopwatch, but we also measure the speed of the elevator between floors. So by using the accelerometer functionality of that new app that's been developed, we can eliminate the need for that second app. And that's a plan to do that soon. We also have a goal to replace all manual processes in the same way that we have already for the mod survey and QCE survey. Depending upon the new survey, the type of document needed, we can take advantage of two different options. One is directly through MConnect, where there's simple forms, drag and drop functionality, to build that. And what you've seen today is the rapid deployment platform, and that's where those more advanced forms can be developed. So the amount of data that we collect is only going to increase significantly, in fact. So we're planning on continuing to use M-Files as that data platform. And as part of that process, we would like to partner with M-Files more to enhance that M-File Salesforce integration and allow access to all Salesforce data types. Currently, there's some limitations with things such as multi-select value lists and syncing that information back and forth. And the other thing is, with thousands of properties associated with multiple objects and classes, as we start building things out even further, we feel that it's important that Vault admins and template managers have the ability to easily search or filter properties with objects and classes, both within M-Files admin and then within applications that allow template capabilities. So, when we have a Word template and we're looking for a specific property that's coming from a form, if we're selecting from a list of 1,000 plus, it takes a long time to go through and make sure you're selecting the right one. So some sort of filter would be fantastic. Finally, we're planning on building on the existing reporting and analytics capabilities. And that includes configuring real-time alerts where appropriate, and expanding reporting to include M-Files objects and workflow, not just what we're doing at the moment, which is within the MConnect platform. We feel that that's going to enable us to better identify areas of improvement and provide a more accurate idea of time savings and ROI. We certainly know that it's saved a considerable amount of time, with not having to re-enter things over and over again. But it would be nice to know where else in the process that we can improve. So I think that's all I had. I know we had a lot of information that we provided, and hopefully everyone found that helpful. I think we can open up to some questions now, but if we do run short on time, Team IM does have a virtual booth, so be sure to drop by and ask any questions there. And some contact information is up on the slide as well. So thank you everyone for listening, and ready to answer some questions if there are any.